First of all, I wanted to ask because you were out training in Thailand. One thing I want to know is why Thailand? Obviously, I know you've got a good team there. Is it because of the people you've got around you there, because of the team, or are you just there because of the weather?
No, the weather's nice in Dubai too, so that couldn't be it. But it's just you live like a monk over there. You're surrounded by every single body type you need. I had changes of opponents, I had different things. I was in a tournament format, and I had every type of like body type, like strong wrestlers, the best kickboxers, good boxers. So you're just spoiled for choice. Then like you're surrounded by some of the best coaches in the world as well, so you can't go wrong there.
I was just looking through your record. I didn't even realize this is going to be your fifth fight in about 12 or 13 months, which is, you've kept yourself active over the last year. Has it taken its toll, or are you feeling quite fresh, quite well ahead of this next fight?
Honestly, I think you can see who enjoys to fight by who fights the most regularly, and I love it. I love being in the mix. I even now going into my fifth fight, I honestly don't feel burnt out at all. I just feel like ready. I've come across all these emotions before, so no, I love it, man. And even next year, PFL could put me on 5 more times. I'm good to go.
That this is an awesome opportunity because obviously this is the first ever PFL Europe. And think about it, people 10, 15, 20 years from now, they'll go into Wikipedia to see who was the first ever PFL champion. Potentially that could be our name.
Yeah, I'm breaking ground. It's Irish history and it's Cork history, and that's a massive motivation for mine. I took the hard road to get here, and now I am here, so I'm reaping the rewards. It's great.
We mentioned at the start, the paycheck 100K on the line. I hope that you don't plan to spend it all at Black Forge after the fight, right?
Definitely, a majority will go to Black Forge that night, but we'll be smart with the rest, so I won't feel too bad about it.
Honestly, though, do you feel any pressure? Obviously, the history, the money on the line, the amount of people that are going to be there. Any pressure at all on your shoulders?
Yeah, like the pressure I have is always intrinsic. Like if I was like I fought in Cork a lot, I fought in Cage Warriors for my debut in Cork. You know what I mean? And it's not what it's about to me. Like it sounds mad, but those are all afterthoughts. Like the crowd is great for after, and I think I really saw that in Paris when I had half the full stadium booing me. It's like the pressure I feel is on myself to perform to the level I can, and there's no reason why I can't go out and do what I know I can do. So no, it's all internal pressure. The rest is just noise.
What was that like, by the way, the event over in Paris? And what did you think of your performance there? Obviously, as you said, getting booed by the full arena. It's not that easy to deal with, is it?
It's not like once again, it was nearly funny. Like if it felt like the cage was nearly shaking, I was getting booed so loud because I was fighting the French champion, and all this stuff in France, and the crowd was crazy. But once again, I only really took it in after the fight, and yeah, that was one of the better performances of my career, because the first performance I wasn't happy how I did against Jason Dariush. The second time I was very happy. I dominated from bell to bell. I showed a bit more aspects of my game. So yeah, like and that's how I can like confirm what I was saying prior to this. The first fight I made, I won my fight dominantly on PFL or Berlin, and I was sickened after the fight. I knew I was so much better than that. The second fight, I righted my wrongs on that performance. I felt much better. So with this one now, I'm just chasing I'm chasing the same thing. I'm chasing my performance.
How many people are coming over from Cork? I mean, half the arena is going to be on your side, or how is it going to work?
Everyone, man, it's so funny. Like I love it. Cork's always been massively supportive, and like it's crazy how many people I haven't heard of from years. A lot of people I don't know, people I know very well, of course. Everyone's coming, man. It's great. It's great to be able to bring that history to the city.
Your only professional defeat came against the Polish fighter, Mariusz Mazur. You're fighting another Polish opponent here in Jakub Kaszuba. I'm just wondering, what are your thoughts on him, on your opponent coming up? Did you watch his fight against Dylan Took?
Yeah, he's definitely American. Did you ever hear him speak? You know what I mean? I think he's got like some Polish heritage. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's good, man. Of course, there's no one in PFL that's sorry there, 2 seconds, lad. There's no one in PFL that's bad. You know what I mean? Like you get these fighters talking, saying he's this, he's this, he's this. He wouldn't be here if he wasn't decent. We both have good records. We both know the story here. Like I think I'm a level above, of course, and I'm sure he thinks the same thing. So I think that's what's going to make a great fight.
I mean, he is 10-0, but then again, records are for DJs, aren't they? Not for MMA fighters. What do you think
Yeah,
of the people that he's fought in the past? Do you think it's the same quality as you have fought?
look, said we're splitting hairs here. You know what I mean? Like he's 10-0, I'm 8-1. like I should be 9-0. I'd made one little slip in that fight. You know, I fought all good guys on the way up. If you look at my amateur career, I've nearly twice the fights he has, not to mind all the professional Thai boxing fights, etc. So you know, if like I fought a guy there last November. He was 6-0. It was probably the easiest fight of my life. So you know, records are for DJs, and all records pretty much the same anyway. You know, so if that really doesn't come into it, that's a numbers game.
Last time out in Paris, just a bit of off topic. Kylian Mbappe went to watch the main event. I'm just wondering, did you see him when you were there?
Man, I actually had a chair initially because when Dylan and Jakub were fighting, I was supposed to go in and face off with Jakub after. So I was sitting in Mbappe's seat for a while there. So yeah, it was cool, bro. That show was class, man. Like I can't that atmosphere was one just to never forget. Like when I saw Cedric Doumbé fight and knock the guy out, like I could not believe I just fought there. The arena was so crazy, bro.
Honestly, because I watched the PFL Global, the World Finals last weekend, and comparing it to the Paris event and probably the one coming up in Dublin just felt still a lot bigger for whatever reason. Why do you think that is? Is it because European MMA was starved of a competition like this for some time, or why do you think is the reason for that?
European fans are the best fans in the world, and like Irish fans, and I actually believe like Parisian fans as well. To be honest, after seeing that event, like the whole city gets behind it. There's such good atmosphere. There's such good buzz. The crowd's educated. It's like a night out from all of Cork. You know what I mean? Like so, it's just the atmosphere is class. You know, like fought in some big shows now in my career. Like I never fought in these. I've only Cage Warriors, UA Warriors, like, and now PFL. And even the fight in India I did was Matrix Fight Night. It was a huge event, and yeah, it's just the atmosphere in Cork and Ireland. You know what I mean? There's nothing like it. You know.
You know, it just seems like European MMA right now. I don't think it's ever been anything like it because a couple of weeks ago there was a show in Germany, Octagon MMA. I think there was 20,000
Yeah.
people there. KSW did a stadium show over the summer. There was about 60,000 people there. What is happening with the European MMA scene? It's just exploding, isn't it?
Just exploding, and the whole sport is blowing up. You know what I mean? So I'm part of that rise. I'm this massive European star that's on the come up now. You know what I mean? And I'm going to seal that with a belt, and then move on to the World Series and bring Europe with me.
I'm just wondering because I saw a picture on the internet. Were you sparring with Conor McGregor heading into this fight?
Yeah, sparring Connor the last 2 days, and maybe tonight, if not tomorrow. So that's been great as well. You know, it's like my fourth time sparring Connor now, and like it's great. It's great learning from one of the best that ever did it, getting some great advice off him, and confidence sky high going into this.
Well, that was really my next question because obviously Conor is arguably one of the biggest sports people to come out of Ireland. And did you ever in your mind envisage that you'd be working with him 5 or 10 years ago? Would you ever even come across your mind?
You know, it's mad. I actually kind of get that question a lot. A lot of people always saying to me, do you ever think you'd be where you are now? And honestly, absolutely. I'm sure even in the interviews that we had prior to this, I can't remember off the top of my head, I'm sure I said I'd be exactly here. And you know, here I am exactly here. Like I see this and much further for myself, you know.
And do you expect Conor himself to get back into action in 2024? Do you think we're going to see him back in the octagon?
Yeah, there's nothing that man can't do, is there? Like, you know, if he's the double champ, knocked at Jose Aldo, beat Chad Mendes, I've no doubt if he wants to, he will, you know.
Is he going to be ringside for the PFL Europe event? Do you
I,
think?
I hope so. I hope so. That'd be class.
That'll be the equivalent of killing Mbappe in Paris, wouldn't it?
That'd be way bigger than Mbappe.
Way bigger.